Coffee has become an integral part of the Western world and is rapidly becoming one of the greatest commodities of our time. Australia is hooked and at the forefront of the ever-growing caffeine addiction habit that is taking the world by storm. And not surprisingly, it is becoming more environmentally damaged than expecting. It is surprising to think that Australia uses over 1 billion takeaway coffee cups per year and is the second largest contributor to waste, only behind plastic bottles. Disposable cups, whether they are made from paper, plastic, polystyrene, they all demonstrate a significant problem for our environment. This problem not only represents the huge number of disposable cups ending up in landfill, but the pressure on our natural resources and what pressures they are put under to manufacture and transport them. These single-use disposable cups are definitely not the biggest perpetrators of destroying the environment, but it is a clear demonstration of how convenience and consumption has become increasingly out of control. It is quite easy to imagine the environmental consequences of these decisions. Billions of cups, millions of trees, tons of greenhouse gases every year. Richard Fine, the founder of the biodegradable coffee cup manufacturer Biopack, estimated up to 90% of all disposable cups ended up in landfill. This equates to a crazy 60,000 kilograms of plastic waste per annum. The 5 billion disposable cups used in the world each year, if placed end to end, could circumnavigate the Earth 1,360 times. In the United States alone, 58 billion disposable cups are thrown out annually, with the majority ending up in landfill. That is 158 disposable cups for every US inhabitant. This shows that this is a worldwide problem with endless implications for the future, and Australia is just a part of the problem. After we have our takeaway coffee and our coffee fix, we dispose of it in a range of ways. We are not aware of where it goes next. We essentially have our coffee fix, chuck it in the bin, and go about our day. This shows us we need to change the ways in our habit towards a more conscious decision of what one-use product we can use to make a positive change for the future, and the need for a solution to the problem. The general public is somewhat uneducated on waste disposal. The last in rubbish and recycling is not quite as simple as it sounds, and disposable cups are in a class of their own. Some common problems, including disposable cups that can be recycled, are often placed in general waste bins, and this just adds to waste in landfills. There is also the case of disposable coffee cups, where the film of polyethylene are not recyclable and will release methane gas when sent to landfill, a greenhouse gas that is 21 times the global warming potential of carbon dioxide.
Did you know how many water resources it takes to produce 1 cup of coffee? When looking at how much water goes into making a cup of coffee, including the lid, the cup, milk, sugar, and the coffee itself, you'll be surprised how many litres it actually takes. So have a guess. 1 litres, 2 litres, 100 litres, how about double that? It's an astonishing 200 litres of water to produce 1 cup of coffee. It's a pretty large amount of water, wouldn't you say? And now imagine how many coffees get drunk in Australia, let alone the world. It's crazy to actually know how much water is used. Just think about the stress on resources in the future around the world if we don't manage it effectively. It starts from farming procedures to making the espresso and finally disposing the cup. It doesn't stop with the use of water resources. Think about how we could reduce carbon emissions and more effectively use resources to reduce the impact. Remember, water resources are only one aspect of the total environmental impacts.
This is Finiti Cafe. It's located on campus and I've been working here for 4 years now. During session, the cafe is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekdays, and during that time, over 1,000 cups of coffee are made each day, which amounts to roughly around 6,500 takeaway coffee cups being used each week when you add on the weekends. This is an insane amount of plastic cups being used, and we only see the occasional reusable keep cup come through. Over the years, it has baffled me as to how many cups we go through, and it's showing no signs of slowing down. Even though we're introducing bio cups as a sustainable measure, It does not get accounted for simply because the campus does not have the waste disposal or collection measures for compost. We only get rubbish and recycling, and I don't think any student, staff or customer are going to go out of their way to compost the cups, so essentially it goes straight to waste.
Disposable cups are going to outlast our lifetime. These cups are going to end up in landfill and won't biodegrade because of their plastic lining. Or even worse, they'll end up in the environment where they cause major concern and pollution hazards. People are not educated enough, and there isn't enough available information given by the government about the correct ways to dispose of this waste. That's why when I have a coffee, I sit down, drink from a ceramic cup, or use a reusable cup when I'm getting a takeaway.
So what are the solutions or the ways we can make a positive change in relation to coffee cup wastage? Two major alternatives and solutions that I will be looking at are the one-use products called BioPack and the Keep Cup, which is a reusable coffee cup made sustainably. Although the employment of biocups is an alternative to takeaway cups, it's not a means to an end. It's not a favourable alternative when there are still cups going to the incorrect waste disposable by the consumers. Biocups are an improvement though, with the company's motive of designing a cup that is produced sustainably and with sustainable products and resources. BioPack's vision is to produce and supply the most sustainable single-use disposable packaging with the least environmental impact. This is achieved by investigating, understanding and transparently reporting all the resources consumed and the environmental impact at each stage during the life cycle of the products. Through measuring the energy and water consumption as well as solid waste generated with a view of ongoing improvement to environmental impacts. BioPack aims to incorporate their products into industry organisations that engage with the government and consumers to educate, inform and ultimately reduce the environmental impacts of the packaging industry as a whole. However, some type of BioPack products require to be processed in a commercial composting facility, not a household compost. What's worse, they require dedicated collection because waste sorting is unable to differentiate compostable cups from disposable cups, meaning they'll all go straight to landfill. Although there is an alternative to BioPack cups, it comes with a price tag. The owners of cafes don't necessarily want to raise their prices to get these cups, only for them to be disposed of incorrectly, whether from having no access to do so or being uneducated on the matter. A potential solution to the management of coffee cup waste in the hospitality industry are reusable cups. Keep Cup is a coffee cup company that makes coffee cups made from recyclable materials that aim to reduce the environmental impacts of disposable cups. The company aims to encourage reusable cups and promote a sustainable future with a hope for momentum for behaviour change to create advocacy for a better, more sustainable world. When designing a Keep Cup, a really important consideration was the design itself. The Keep Cup is made from a single injection mould, a single material, parts which means that the components can be separated and easily recycled. If everybody who had coffee decided to buy and use a Keep Cup of some sort and eliminate disposable cups, could potentially cost more resources and cause more environmental impacts than achieved through other avenues. Therefore, the need for further investigation is needed into the matter. Over 1 year, the Keep Cup, and compared to disposable cups, reduces landfill by 99%. It also reduces water use by 90%. And there is enough plastic in 20 disposable cups to make one small Keep Cup. Most disposable cups are lined with polyethylene, which makes non-recyclable, and nearly 4 billion trees are used in paper industries around the world each year. Disposable cups that are compostable require commercial composting to biodegrade in the correct way. Keep Cup promotes a larger movement of reuse and sustainability. They're a part of the solution. There are also over 3.5 billion disposable cups from landfill, just from all the Keep Cup users. Surprisingly, it only takes 15 uses for a Keep Cup to break even with the disposable cups in waste terms. The same amount of plastic in one Keep Cup is the same amount as 20 disposables. Disposable cups promote a throwaway culture. They're part of the ever-growing waste problem, and more than 1 million disposable cups end up in landfill each year. There are companies like Keep Cup and Biopack that are continuing to improve the way products are produced and used. It is up to the consumer to take action on the opportunity we have. They promote a future that has the environment at the front. But with the current trends and actions we are taking, it's a total opposite and is unsustainable for a brighter, more efficient future. It's clear there is no perfect solution to the phenomena, but there are practical ways to reduce and manage how many and what type of cups to use. For example, buy a Keep Cup or bring your own reusable cup or mug when you go get a takeaway coffee. Dine in, have your coffee, take some time out. Don't use a lid if you are using a takeaway cup, just adds to the plastic waste. Also, choose a cup that is made from renewable resources and doesn't promote a throwaway culture. These are just some examples of ways you can start to reduce a future that is not viable.